I know we're talking to all the Victorian trainers today, but for people who didn't know, we actually had 2 winners yesterday in state double. So we had Lee Freedman, who is Sam's uncle, who is a good friend of mine. Very good friend of mine, and he's on training on the Gold Coast. We've got about 6 or 7 with Lee at the moment. And he had a winner for us, a maiden winner, the worst name of all, by the way, Star of Robbie Glen. He was named by, he basically got bought by a family group over in the Gold Coast, and they wanted to name it after their father that passed away last year, so it's sort of like in honour of him. And it is the worst name in racing, but he won easily yesterday, which was good. The race caller had a mouthful to try and get it out. I think they just call him the Star now, they don't say the full name. And we had a really good winner in the last at Morganville yesterday, Set the Prophet, who was with the Freedmans, and we transferred him across to Grant Young, and Grant Young's a very different type of trainer. His methods are very old school, and it takes a while to get him fit, but he finally got Set the Prophet. He reckoned he was only 97.5% fit, but he was a strong winner at 9-1 yesterday, and I did tip it to a lot of people, so I know a lot of people were happy. But next up, we'll get Sam Freedman up. Thank you. So Sam's the better-looking one of the partnership, Anthony and Sam Freedman, who have been our mainstay training partnership since day one, since we started back in 2010. So yeah, really happy to keep forging that partnership with Anthony and Sam, and hopefully we find another horse like Iron Immortal in the group of horses we've got with them now. So we'll go through the first lot. We had a horse trial on Wednesday called Transactions, which is the capitalist De Hoyle colt. I thought he trialled up nicely last Wednesday morning too, and were you happy with that trial, and how well did he pull up?
He was very good. He's a horse who's got a very good action on him. It's a pretty hot heat. If you look at the winner, I don't have a lot of time for wrapping trials, but the winner was one of Matt Laurie's, Jamie Carr, who we don't value her opinion too much because she seemed to trial very well for her, but she seemed to think that that's one of the best 2-year-olds she's ridden, which was, I think it was a PR filly for Matt Laurie. And yeah, look, he was very good in behind our horse. He just travelled kindly and just did what we wanted to do. He's already in the paddock, caught up really well, but we just wanted to tip him out. He's going to have probably a month off. And something we tend to do with a lot of the 2-year-olds is trial them up around this time and then give them a good break. And our theory is if they're going to do it, they'll do it in that one preparation in the autumn. So he's shown enough to say we should be getting him in and having a look towards some of the nice 2-year-old races. And he seems to have a really good brain on him, which I think with a capitalist is something that they've probably lacked is mental application. We've had plenty of them in the stable that crumble under the pressure. So he seems to be mentally very sound. He's got a good action, and I think he can be a player.
You seem to be doing a bit more earlier work with your 2-year-olds this season than previous years. Is that a bit of a change of training format for you guys as a stable?
It is a little bit. I would say, we're probably lacking some nice 3-year-olds for the spring, and we don't like to have horses in it during the spring that probably aren't worth going towards the nice races. So it gives you the opportunity to put a lot more time into your really young horses. So, we think we've got a nice crop of now 2-year-olds that can feature in the autumn. And you get this education out of the way, and if they're sound and they're handling it all, it means they get much of the back end of the spring in the paddock, and you get to the autumn and they're fully educated, ready to go. And, you need to be pretty professional when you head to those early 2-year-old races. And I think we've ticked off a lot of the education with most of them, and you start grading, working out which ones are going to be early, which ones aren't, and then you can give them however much time you feel they need off. And I will say the capitalist is probably, he's definitely got one of the better actions we've got in terms of the 2-year-olds. But whether he's going to be a really sharp jump and run, I don't think it's necessarily really positive. He's hard half sister went out over a bit of ground. So I think it's something we're conscious of, getting them up and going a little bit earlier. But it's not to say we'll actually take them to the races. Often it's just get them trialling and then tip them out and give them a bit more time.
Yeah, his half sister is Espiona, who was a Group 1 winner over a mile. So we are hoping that he will have a bit more scope to get out a bit further as well. The Stitzel Perron colt, he was in at the same time as the transactions, but he suffered a foot abscess in training and you eased him up. So how's that foot abscess progressing and where's he at?
Yeah, so the foot abscess is fine, it's all resolved. He's had nearly 3 weeks now in the paddock. Initially we're just going to get him back in after a couple of weeks, but saying to David, the weather's so good at the moment, these 2-year-olds, it can be beneficial just to give them a bit more time. With foot abscesses in older horses, generally, they clear up pretty quickly. This one did get pretty deep and lingered on for a bit longer than we would have liked, so we did have to stop with him and just get on top of it. We'll probably give him, I'd say, another couple of weeks and then get him back in. He's still very immature. He's a nice horse, but he's not going to be a real early 2-year-old, I'd say. He's probably one we'd be looking for in the back end of the autumn. He's certainly going to improve once he gets to his 3-year-old season.
He's also a full brother to a Group 3 winner. That again, Sam's uncle trains. Freedmans are everywhere. That's with Richard and Will Freedman. So we are hoping from the Stitzel Perron colt that we have as well. The Hellbent Never Doubt Me filly. Yeah, where's she at the moment and what has she shown you today?
Yeah, so she's out having a break. She's had 7 or 8 weeks out now. Still probably going to give her another week or so. She's had plenty of education. She's done some barrier work. We've given her a couple of zip-ups at home. She's got a good brain on her. She's got a nice action. She's a little bit immature physically, so I think she's pretty benefit from this break now. And I'd say that she'd be up and ready to have a trial around that, around probably November, December period, which leaves you with plenty of options. But Hellbent's obviously doing a pretty good job with a mare like Benedetta. So yeah, we'd have hopes that she's going to measure up.
Yeah, her full sister actually stakes placed as a 2-year-old in the first 2-year-old race of the season. Is it too hard to compare horses from the same family, even if they're full relations?
It's funny you say that because we had a filly like Isthmus who ran on Friday in your horse's race at Geelong. She's out of Shoals. We've had a lot of that family through the stable that Ash even would have worked with, and a lot of them had the same traits. And it's funny, we walked away a little bit disappointed on Friday. And Mark Zara came in having ridden Shoals previously, said she just got in front, wandered off the rail, and got completely lost. And it's probably something that a lot of that family have done throughout their career. Tides was a slow maturer who was closely related. Charles herself, although she was brilliant, she wasn't that straightforward. She was a little bit green and new for a lot of her runs. So it is something that you can compare.